Sometimes it's easier to give than receive. We're afraid of the risk we'd be taking. But love's got a hold on us, best to give in. It's got us surrounded, surrender again. Aren't we the lucky ones? 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 Turned ourselves down when good news and luck have come calling. We just can't believe love can turn us around with a cool hand to keep us from falling. When will we learn to give fortune a chance and turn up the music when love wants to dance? Aren't we the lucky ones? 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 Yeah, aren't we the lucky ones? Aren't we the lucky ones? Yeah. Aren't we the lucky ones? Aren't we the lucky ones?
So I'll take a breath and let it out. Say it with me. God is good. God is good what? All the time. Thank you. And all the time? God is good. I want to add something to it. And so am I. And so it is. Let's try that again. God is good. God is good. God is good. All the time. All the time. God is good. And so am I. So am I. And so it is. So it is. Yeah. So when I say God is good, I'm not talking about a person who has the quality of goodness. A superhuman being, Lord of the universe, that's out on a cloud on a big chair with a long white beard, with a big book. It's got your name in it. Oh, is that right? Well, let me just put that down. No, I'm talking about beingness itself, goodness itself. When I say God is good, it's probably more correct to say God is goodness. So God is that. God is good. Not God is a being that possesses the quality of being good. Am I making sense? Yes. We're teaching Emma Curtis Hopkins on Thursday nights. Unveiling your hidden power. got some powerful people in that class. One of the things that Emma tells us to do in our practice is to tell the truth about it. Tell the truth about goodness. Tell the truth about God. So I'm here to tell the truth this morning. I'm going to tell the truth this morning. Now, truth, principle, does not change. It's unchangeable. Now, my understanding of it may change over time, and it has, and it will. In fact, if it's not changing, if I'm not growing and evolving, then it's probably time for me to move on to the next phase of existence, yes? Because we're here to grow, to learn, to evolve, to transform. And there are challenges in life. Yes? Because if there wasn't, we wouldn't do anything. We'd be okay with the way it is right now. If I never got my feelings hurt, I wouldn't go to God and say, help me. If I never had a heartbreak, I'm okay. Things are good. Thanks, God. Appreciate it. So this morning, I want to tell the truth as I understand it about God as principle, as God as goodness. And the good that is my God, Emma tells us, pushes and pulls us. Whatever it is in our life that we're reaching for is our God, because it motivates me. Whenever I reach out my hand, I'm reaching out for my good. I want to feel good, don't you? Yes, absolutely I want to feel good. I want things to be better. I want things to improve. Everything that I say, think, or do is because I'm trying to get my good. And not just me, but everybody. In fact, Emma tells us that our statement of being, one way of putting it, is there is good for me in this world, and I ought to have it. Yes? Don't you think so? Don't you think there's good for you in this world? And how do I get that good? So everything I say, think, or do is because I'm trying to get my good. And this certainly puts a different spin on how I look at other people in the world. Because I think to myself a lot of times when I'm judging someone or being critical of someone, I'm going, he's just trying to get his good. In the best way he knows how. It's very important for me to be clear on what my highest good is. My idea, my concept of what my highest good is. And I've shared this with you before. It's real easy for me to say, this is what I don't like. I don't want that. This person is driving me crazy. This situation is really getting on my nerves. Anybody? Yes? When we're at work and we're on our lunch break, what are we doing? Talking about. Sherry, you work at the hospital. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's right. Yeah. Did you hear what she said? Oh, and then he. That's right. You know?
You've been checking my Facebook.
I'm stalking your Twitter feed. Actually, Cherry always posts really positive things on social media because I see what you put on there sometimes. So, yeah, we want to put out what we want to get back, right? And so if I'm putting out a bunch of nonsense, what am I going to get? Nonsense, conflict, because we're all just trying to get our good in the best way we know how. And some of us have a different idea of what that good is. You know, we talked about this in class recently about, anybody know Maslow's hierarchy of needs? It's a pyramid thing, and it shows you need to achieve this before you can understand this. And self-actualization is at the very top of the pyramid, but at the very bottom are basic needs for food, clothing, and shelter. And I don't know much about self-actualization if I don't have enough to eat. If my kids don't have enough to eat. You know, that's why it's important that we help each other achieve our basic needs so that we can all evolve together and reach this level of self-actualization. And so throughout my life, as I've grown and evolved, my idea of good has evolved. But there's times when my highest good was kind of messed up a little bit. So when I look at other people and they're doing things that I don't think they ought to be doing, I'm just like, well, you know, he's just trying to get us good, just like everybody else. Maybe he's not going about it the way that I think he should, but we're all just trying to get our good because we all believe that there's good for us in this world and we ought to have it. And the good that we are naming, visualizing, claiming is the good that's going to show up for us in our life. And so that's why in unity we give all these different names for God. Life, substance, love, power, light, the ground of all being. Because the more we focus on those qualities, the more we embody those qualities. We actually become what it is we're looking for. Actually, that's not correct. Because we're just allowing what we already are to come forth. So what you seek is seeking you. Have you ever heard that before? Plato said, what thou seest, thou beest. So whatever we're holding in mind is what we're going to experience. It's what we're going to be. So that's why it's so very important for me to turn away from what I say I don't want and to focus on the things that I do want. To get really clear about what is it really that I want. Have you ever really thought about that? Have you ever wrote it down before? Yes. Emmett tells us we should write it, my good is my God, and my God is life. My God is power. My God is light. My God is love. And then see how your life begins to change. And here's the second idea that follows from that. We are everything that God is. We're made in the image and likeness of our Creator. In fact, we're creators. Sometimes we talk about being co-creators with God. That means God's over there and we're creating together. We're really all one. We're creators. In this realm where it feels separate, we are co-creating with each other. You know, that's why we have all these words on the wall. Because that is what we say we're here to be in the world. As a group. So think about the groups that you're in. Like, what is the family dynamic going on? What is the highest good that your family's holding? What is the highest good that the people you work with are holding? What is the highest good that people in Savannah, as a community, as an organism, are holding? What is the highest good our country is holding? All the people together. That's why it's so important, I feel, for me to continually stay focused on my highest good because I'm part of the collective consciousness. And the more I focus on the qualities of goodness that I want to see made manifest, the more that it affects the mind, the one consciousness. Yes? Everything God is, I am. And the only thing that's stopping me from experiencing my highest good is my idea that it's not there, that it's absent. How many times throughout my day do I go around telling the lie that God is absent? There is no spot where God is not. That's what we say, right? God is everywhere present all the time. So how can there be any lack of anything in my life? It's because my idea that I'm separate, that I'm apart, or that I'm unworthy or undeserving. Because I'll bet you, if you say to yourself, there's good for me in this world, and I ought to have it. My good is my God, and my God is perfect health. And the minute you say that, if this is the idea you're working with, your subconscious is going to go, but wait, what about this? What about how your back felt when you got up out of bed this morning? Right? What about all this pollen in the air that's making you cough all the time? Right? We've agreed on that, haven't we? You know, I had this crazy idea that it got warm so early because it snowed. And we all said, man, it ain't supposed to snow in Savannah. Let's bring in some warm weather. We all kind of like agreed on that together. It wore off for a minute, though, this morning, didn't it? Yeah. Right? Spring is early this year. I wonder if it's because we wanted warm weather so much here in the South. It's not supposed to snow here. I mean, think about it. Jesus said, all the things I do and more you will do. I don't think it's too far-fetched to think that we could affect the weather with our thoughts. There is so much conflict going on in the world. Everybody's against everybody else. This group doesn't like this group. It's like if somebody says this group is automatically going to say this because that's the party line, right? And you think that's not going to have an effect on the planet or the weather? What if everything going on around us is a reflection of what's going on inside of us? That's the teaching. That's the truth I'm telling this morning. Because whatever you think about God is what you think about everybody else and what you think about yourself. Because I used to think God was judgmental and was going to get me. I was going to be in trouble. That's right. I got Dale's name right here on the bad side. And it's got a whole list of stuff right here. And because of that, I saw other people was out to get me. I was always in some kind of drama with somebody else. They're trying to get me. Nobody's all the time. Always some kind of conflict. And believe me, I was judging other people too, because that's what my idea was of God was. That was my highest idea. But now that I'm moving into this place that God is love, and God is light, and God is life, and I am everything that God is, and the only thing that's stopping me from expressing those qualities is my mind and my feelings. What a powerful way to live. Victim consciousness goes straight out the door, and responsibility comes walking in. You know, it just makes me feel weird when somebody says that something about God is worthy to be praised. And if this presses a button for you, I invite you to release some of your embedded theology this morning. Do y'all know what I'm talking about when I say embedded theology? It's like the conditioning we got when we grew up. You know, your parents told you this is how God was. Your preacher told you this is how God was. Your teacher told you this is how God was. Your grandma told you how God was. And you got all these crazy ideas about God. And what I'm telling you is you need to go inside and figure that out for yourself. You don't need anybody to go between you and God. You don't need me to go between you and God. You know, the thing about unity is we can't guilt you into coming here on Sunday. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. You know, we had this conversation lately that unity doesn't really teach about what happens after you die. Well, I thought about this a lot. We all come from God. God is our source. And why wouldn't we just go back there? Yes? So I think we do have a teaching about what happens after you release this body. Because that's the thing is, this is going to go away. It's temporary. Somebody told me one time it was just an old leather sack of bones that we're carrying around, and we're going to lay it down one day. But that spirit that I really am, that's within me, that I'm trying my best to let shine, is eternal. It doesn't ever go away because God is changeless. God cannot be divided or taken away from. And so because I am that, I cannot be less. I can't be taken away from. I can't be destroyed. I am life eternal. I am eternal youth. I am a ball of light shining in the world, and so are you. Everybody is. And so we might lay down this form, but the power that we are, the life that we are, doesn't ever die. It just changes form. Now, we might come back later on. I don't know. Maybe we'll find that out next go around. But I believe we all come from God, and we all go back to God. And God is love, and who wouldn't want to go there? Who wouldn't want to go back to God? The only thing that's stopping me from experiencing that right now, that's what we focus on here, is what's going on right now. because I don't feel like we need a divine evacuation plan from the earth. What I'm worried about is what's going on right now. How am I treating other people? How am I showing up in the world? What's my idea of my highest good? And can I express that to the best of my ability? Can I get rid of all those feelings and thoughts within me that's blocking that light from shining in the world? That's our work. That's what we're here to do. And if we weren't rubbing up against each other like that, well, then we wouldn't do the work. We're here to transform and evolve. Here to tell the truth. I was going to sing y'all a song, but I think I'm getting close to time here. But I want you to think about this. If God is all there is, and you are an expression of all that is, then you are everything that God is in this little body temple running around. So figure out what it is that you want to express, that you want to experience, that you want to be. What divine quality of God are you here to let shine in the world? And then start affirming that. Start letting everything that you do, say, think, and feel line up with that. Because I've been using life a lot here lately, these past few weeks. I'm affirming that all the life that God is, I am.
Amen.
Yes, and I tell the little bird, the little fat red bird that comes and sits on my fence in the morning, I say, you're just trying to get your good. And all the life and the light that you are, that God is, you are. And watch that little bird sing to me when I say that. You know, Emma says we could say that to the worm. You're trying to get your good. All the life that God is, you are. And watch that little worm start to respond to you. Tell the mosquitoes when they get on you. All the life that God is, you are. And we are one. And see, maybe then they'll stop biting you and coming in your house. Tell the sand net at the beach, all the life that God is, you are. Now get off me. And see how the world looks more vibrant to you when you start to practice that. You know, affirm, work with love. We all want love, don't we? Everybody wants to feel love, to be loved, to share love. You start working with this idea that my God is my good, and my good is love. Emma says you can't name God by the magic word love too often. My good is my God, and my God is love, pure love, free love, overflowing love, abundance of love. And see how the people in your life start showing up for you. See if maybe you might start releasing the idea that the only love that you can get is through that one special person. And open yourself up to the love that is without end, that wants to love you just the way you are through all of creation. God is love. God is life. God is the ground of all being. God is truth. And Emma tells us, just tell the truth about it. Stop telling the lie of your lack and limitation. Stop telling the lie that you're somehow separate or apart from everybody and everything. Stop telling the lie that you don't deserve love and light and life and all the abundance that you so richly deserve just because you're who you are. And that's all you have to do. We don't have to earn God's grace. It's free. It's freely available to everybody who wants it. You just have to claim it. You just have to get everything out of your mind and your heart that's blocking the free flow of that love. So I'm here to tell the truth. And the truth is, God is good.
All the time.
All the time.
God is good.
And so am I.
So am I.
And so it is.
So it is.
Let me go ahead and get the band up here again. Come on. so grateful for y'all because there's been a couple of times these last few weeks where I put out the call and I said, we need to step up. And you did. And so you should feel good about that. There is so much love in this community. And I feel so close to you guys right now. I'm very, very grateful to be your minister and to be here at Unity of Savannah. And you've been a blessing to me.
You too.
Thank you.
Get over here and play some music.
Get me out of here, Kyle. Y'all might want to get up for this one too.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say God loves you and I love you too. God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. Come together. Come together. Come together. Come together. Come together. In the name of love, we come together. Come together. We come together. We come together. Come together. We come together. In the name of love. Look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Now lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. Come together. We come together. Come together. We come together. In the name of love, from every walk of life, every creed and color, and we reunite in honor of the God in each other. Take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste and I bow to you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. And in the name of love. How about Rochelle Coatley on the drums over here? It is okay to have a good time, you know.